to give LeBron James some help. Meanwhile, the Celtics, Marcus Morris saying after the victory, 2-0 up in the series means absolutely nothing. They need to stay hungry, something they've been throughout this entire postseason. Tatum guarded by J.R. Smith. Finds some room, comes up short, Love the rebound. The Celtics, although again just 1-4 on the road in the playoffs, they were one of the best road teams in the NBA. Third best road record in the regular season behind Houston and Golden State. And George Hill gets the first bucket of the night.
And we saw George Hill impact the last series in Game 7. Came out aggressive. They put him in pick-and-roll situations, and he came out aggressive, and the game opened up for him. Welcome sight for the Cavs.
Well, and also, we let a lot of guys off in our league who are hurt and then come back to play, and every time they have a bad game, we say it's because they're hurt. But George Hill faced the same thing. He had been hurt. He came back in the, second half, played an outstanding game. But we don't give him the same benefit of the doubt.
Nice feed inside, and Tristan Thompson able to throw it down. George Hill, that injury you spoke of, he missed 3 games in the Indiana series with back spasms before returning in Game 7, and he had some excellent moments in the series against Toronto. Terry Rozier's jumper is good. Rozier, who has been one of the stars of these 2018 playoffs, his numbers much better at home than on the road.
He's put himself in nice position to make a lot of money in this league.
And a foul's going to be called on Jaylen Brown. He was
back.
Well, these Celtics have shown, even the young Celtics playing the biggest games of their career, just fearless. George Hill knocks down the 3. So Hill already with 5 points and an assist, and a quick 5-point lead for the Cavs. Rozier misfires, Love the rebound. Hill again, feeling it early, in and out. And a rebound goes to Morris. Morris goes at Thompson, pulls up, shot short. Celtics 1 for 5 to start. Ball batted out to Hill. And Love was out of bounds when he caught the pass.
In the double team and finding a wide open George Hill in the corner.
So the other Cavs getting involved the opening minute. Terry Rozier drives to the basket. Gets his second bucket. Rozier shooting just 34% from the field on the road in the playoffs, as opposed to 46% at home. James drives and finishes. Ball hung on the rim. And James gets on the board. 9-4 Cavs. LeBron James saying we're going to find out what we're made of on Saturday night. And a solid start for Cleveland here in the opening minutes. Marcus Morris. James has seen about 7 or 8 different defenders through the first 2 games of this series. Kevin Love posting up, comes up short. Tatum trying to post up J.R. Smith. Good ball denial from Smith. James on Jaylen Brown. Stepped out of bounds.
He's capable of. Maybe not on an every possession or every game basis, but in these type of situations, as you mentioned earlier, he's got to inspire through effort.
Love's put up some good offensive numbers the past 5 games. Shot well off there. Morris able to hold off Tristan Thompson. Horford inside to Morris. Morris guarded by Love. Can't get it to fall. Point blank range for Morris. And the Celtics 2 for 8 to start. Now it's Horford picking up James on the switch. Gets into the paint. Kicks it out. Hill wide open from the corner. Ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Horford. Cavs get a new 24. Winning game of the regular season. These two teams went at it. That's the game Gordon Hayward suffered the season-ending injury 5 minutes into the game. J.R. Smith throws it up. And Thompson fouled on the pass. Impact.
Yeah. I think it makes sense. Like, let's try to stay with your normal rotation.
Guys that you can trust. And he certainly has that.
But people talk about it like it's a risk to leave him in there. It's also a risk to take him out. It's just which one are you willing to risk?
The jump shot misses by James. Rozier spins in the paint. Floater won't go. Baines tip misses. And a loose ball foul is going to go against. He's been eliminated by LeBron James a number of times. 93 career playoff games with San Antonio, the Pacers, and the Jazz, and now with Cleveland. Has always been a terrific two-way player as long as he's healthy. James with 5 to shoot. Rozier right up into him. Cross court, J.R. Smith wide open. And Smith knocks down the three. What a sigh of relief for J.R. Smith. He hadn't hit a three-pointer so far in these conference finals. Was 0-7, 0 for 7 in the first 2 games.
Terrific screen by Tristan Thompson on the flare. And LeBron James has gone out of his way to not be aggressive early in this game.
And the difference for me is not like he's passive. He's making a conscious effort to get guys involved. And it's a different way of setting up the game.
But I agreed with what he did in game 2 on the road, though, too. Coming out and being on the attack as he knocks in a three.
That's their 3rd three-pointer already, and an 11-point lead for the Cavaliers midway through the first. A near-perfect start for Cleveland. And a foul away from the ball. It's going to go against LeBron James.
You started this way in game 2. It's important to make sure you keep your foot on the gas pedal by executing on both sides of the floor all game long.
They had an 11-point lead early in game 2. Another turnover. James fouled by Rozier, blocked by Smart. They're going to call it in the act of shooting quarter, but they just couldn't get the separation.
Just look at the way they're getting into the bodies of the Celtics. Winds up with quality offense in transition, and I like the mindset of LeBron. Goes through the body of Rozier.
Instead of James staying on Morris, they put him on Smart. I don't know to try
to block and also getting to his spots when he handled the ball. So I like the adjustment.
Especially when they ran pick and roll. Like, he got in the lane too much. Maybe this sets him up for more switching.
Well, this 13-point Cavalier lead, their largest of the series. Morris throws it in. Baines goes inside, blocked by James. Right at the rim. J.R. Smith inside the arc. Hill hustling after it. Ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Morris. Good hustle.
Firing his teammates. That's the big Baines. Get that shot out of here. Aaron.
He has had some classic blocks in the playoffs. And Baines ready to throw that one down. James pulls up three-pointer. Knocks it down. 20-4. This is similar to the game 1 start by the Celtics. Marcus Smart misses. Baines this time able to throw it down. This is the 3rd field goal for the Celtics. They're 3 for 12. James already with 10 points, a couple of assists, and an impressive block. Morris on him. James gets into the paint, drives and finishes. Inside to Tatum. Nice catch in traffic. Lays it up and in.
That's a beautiful high-low by Al Horford. That was set up by the switch and then the front of the low post.
James trying to clear it out. Shot clock down to 7. Gets past the defense, gets to the foul line, falling away. Shot rolls off the rim. And Thompson is fouled on the tip.
The way LeBron James is attacking. Pick and roll. Turns the corner, squares those shoulders. I don't care who you are. There's not much you can do. He's got to go into the cup. All of a sudden, basket is wide open and knocking down the long ball.
The code of the guy. How about getting into the ball?
Total minutes in the playoffs.
But if I'm the Cavs, I'm putting him and Baines in pick and roll action with LeBron James, and good things are going to happen.
They've had, during the course of the year, 7 different rookies play minutes for them. Brad Stevens has had to do that with injuries and also some impressive play from the rookies. Morris, line drive is good. His first field goal. George Hill gets free, steps beyond the arc. Hill knocks it in. His second three-pointer, 8 points here in the first period for Hill.
Well, they switched the first screen and roll, so Yabusele was on Hill. Then he had a tough time negotiating with that big body, the second screen.
There's Tatum. Nice feed inside to Baines. Baines had a dunk, but passed it up, and the Celtics turn it over for the 4th time.
It's like you yelling at me.
There's James. Love from 3. In and out. They've already hit 5 3-pointers. Again, as Doris talked about at the top, they're a terrific 3-point shooting team, but they've been really struggling as Morris now 1 for 5 from the field. Larry Nance has come on for Cleveland. J.R. Smith spins and deals off the glass, won't go. Baines the rebound. Celtics have not been able to push as much as they like. Tatum inside. And a whistle and a foul. So far has been 16 as Tatum and a 20-year-old is leading them in scoring, and a 21-year-old, Jaylen Brown, is second in scoring. The emergence of these 2 young stars has been just off the charts in this postseason. But right now, they're down 14.
And the Celtics have a supersized lineup out there.
Korver trying to get free. George Hill tries again, and it's another 3. George Hill with 11 points already. He had 8 points combined in the first 2 games of this series. Been some of the best defense the Cavs have played certainly in this series as Monroe goes inside. Well defended by Kevin Love. Love drives inside, takes some contact and still banks it home.
And you see the change by Ty Lue, putting Kevin Love on Greg Monroe, Nance on Al Horford, who's not as powerful as Monroe.
Tatum drives and is fouled. Tatum back to the line. Tatum with 6 points, 32-15. Here's Hill. Shot clock at 5. Love looking for Korver. Shot clock at 2. Hill from the corner. And a rebound goes to Horford. Rare miss from George Hill here in the opening period. Smart lobs it inside. And there's that advantage you guys spoke of with Monroe. Hill using a Nance screen. Back to Nance. 5 to shoot. Jeff Green, right side 3. In and out. Rozier the rebound. Shot clock turned off. Cavs do not have a foul to give. Smart throws up a 3-pointer. Won't go. Not a smart play there from Marcus Smart. Final seconds. Green does not get it off in time. And the first quarter comes to an end. Well, this time it's the Cavaliers who throw the haymaker here in the first quarter. Terrific performance from James and Hill.
We haven't been as bad as it looks most of the time. On offense, we haven't taken as good a shots as we need to.
Thank you, Brad. Thank you. Mike.
Thank you, Doris. Game 3. Tatum picks up his second foul. So Tatum and Brown each with 2. Korver up top. Shot clock down to 5. Smart on James. James pulls back, finds Nance, cutting and finishing as the shot clock winds down. Perfect setup from LeBron James for his 3rd assist. Good ball denial there from James on Horford. This is as good as defense as we've seen from the Cavs as James throws it back to Nance, stripped and stolen by Smart. Rozier has it poked away, gets it back, nearly lost it again. Up top to Horford. Horford for 3.
I know what you're going to say, Coach. We're in agreement. That's getting it done defensively.
That is putting your heart into the game. Hitting the floor early, running back.
The key for the Cavaliers, and it's been all season, is Terry Rozier misses. Can they do it for an entire game?
And the answer is yes. The question really is, do they want to do it the entire game? Are they committed enough?
And Brad Stevens is not happy with that shot by Rozier.
That's outstanding defense.
During the regular season, the 29th rated defense out of 30 teams in the NBA. It's been a problem all year as Horford gets a good look and hits the 3 there. But an exceptional start defensively for the Cavs here in game 3. Clarkson. Ron Lou telling us before the game you could use Clarkson's offense. Very talented young scorer who has struggled defensively. Tatum knocks it away. Clarkson gets it back. Shot clock did not reset as the Celtics never gained possession. So a 24-second violation. Well, WNBA tip-off presented by Verizon continues tomorrow with hashtag WNBA all day. All 12 teams will be in action. First game tipping off at 1 p.m. Eastern. Check local listings for schedules or visit WNBA.com for more.
The Minnesota Lynx have a dynasty going right now.
James with the steal. Gets inside and grabbed from behind by Horford.
The ball, and as you said, Mike, takes the foul.
The ball and what they've been able to do with sustained greatness has been incredible.
Cheryl Reeves is a terrific coach.
Talking about L.A. Sparks. I mean, come on now. Candace Park and the crew.
It's a one-person race.
Tatum. Nice spin move. Turnaround jumper. That misses. Celtics just 7 of 22. 32%. Ogilvy in the game guarding James. Nance against Brown. Brown has the 2 fouls. Korver. Contested jumper's good.
I like the offense. Nance understanding he's not catching it on the block to make a play for himself, but is patient and finds Korver.
Tatum, nice fake to get rid of Green, and nails that jumper for his 2nd field goal.
Well, this guy gonna be around a long time. He is awfully good.
That is a sweet jumper.
James threads the needle. Perfect pass to Nance, and Nance has given Teron Lue some good minutes off the bench.
Left hand off the dribble. Wrap around bounce pass.
Leads back to 17. Jaylen Brown gets in the paint. And Brown gets on the board. Brown has been on some tear the last 3 games, including a pair of 23-point games, first 2 of the series. James misses the foul as Ogilvy picks up his first.
I'd like to see LeBron James turn that corner and dunk it, though. You talk about the trade for the 4 guys and the supporting cast of LeBron. This is both free throws. The pressure's not on those guys. The pressure's on LeBron James. And that's why the game is so much easier for those guys. Just come out, compete, defend, and his greatness will present opportunities for you.
James with another block on Ogilvy, his 2nd rejection, guarding the rim tonight.
This is rim protection. This is not giving up on a play and not minding.
Good ball denial from Green, but nope, he got a little over aggressive. Well, Tatum back to the line. This is going to be his 5th free throw already. Misses by him the 2nd. It has been all Cavaliers thus far. Rozier. Tatum forces up the shot, knocks it down. 10 points now for Jason Tatum.
We were talking about it earlier, and he said he watched the detail done by the great Kobe Bryant on him at least 25 times. I mean, he wants to be great.
Green's jumper's good. You know, those film sessions that Bryant has been putting out have been so much fun to watch. And the latest one was on Tatum, gave him some tips. Although Brad Stevens says you got to be careful to trust a Laker. Typical Celtic reaction. Brown to Horford. Horford from the baseline. James throws it up. Ball deflected by Brown. Comes out to Green. Korver, one dribble, fires a 3, knocks it in. The 7th three-pointer of the first half already for the Cavaliers, and the lead back up to 17. Seven of 12 from downtown. Rozier gets fouled.
Brett's, Mike, is when I coached in Houston, we weren't able to unlock the help that we needed to for him.
Not only does it help the individual, but it helps the families of the individual understand that, yes, that loved one is somebody that needs some help. On a beautiful pass inside the green.
Oh, absolutely. And when you're talking about Love and DeRozan, they should be applauded. You touched on it. That's real leadership. Sacrificing and letting people know you're not just in it by yourself. There's people doing wonderful things and look on the surface to be great and having no problems. So we're thinking about all of them.
Korver the rebound off the Brown miss. Cavs shooting 55% from the field, 7 of 12 from downtown. They have dominated this game. Bad pass from James. Here comes Rozier quickly in the front court. Finds Morris. Morris fouled. And he'll head to the free throw line. But he's done a little bit of everything. Again, the last time LeBron. But so far, an excellent start for the Cavs. Up by 15. Kevin Love trying to post up Marcus Smart. Shot clock at 7. Big height advantage for Love. And does a superb job just slowly backing him down.
That was a much better move than he made on the previous post-up. Got to his spot, was patient, and didn't flail away.
Rozier up top to Morris. Smart fakes. Back to Morris. Morris tries a 3. J.R. Smith takes it. Throws a wild pass inside to Love, and Love is fouled on the.
They switched the pick and roll twice. Smart with a good job fronting and gets behind, and then they're not coming with any help. And Love, as Mark pointed out, very patient. Multiple dribble back in, easy jump hook.
Thompson has Rozier. Thompson gets inside. Can't get at the fall, and Horford the rebound.
They're doing the Celtics a favor by posting up Thompson. Put him in pick and roll and allow him the offensive rebound.
Rozier misses, trying to get his own rebound. The offensive shooting woes continue for Boston. James fires a 3. That's good. LeBron James from downtown. Timeout Celtics.
Driven by LeBron James, setting the tone, getting to the cup for this Cavs team.
And inspiring defensive plays. The rotating steal, the block shot.
What he loves, going to the left, step sideways, knocking down the long ball.
Here in the first half, and LeBron James doing a little bit of everything. But from the Celtics, Jeff, what's different about the Celtics so far in this game than what we saw in the first 2?
Well, obviously shot making, Mike, is been problematic.
They haven't allowed the Celtics to get it going in transition.
Well, can Boston make another terrific comeback? They've had a lot of them this year and go up 3-0. Right now, it has been all Cleveland as we approach 4 minutes remaining here in the second. Horford now on James. J.R. Smith comes off the screen. Smith drives inside, puts up the shot, misses. Thompson the rebound, gathers, goes back up. Can't get it to fall, and Horford grabs it. Thompson thought he was hit. Horford down the lane, back out Tatum. Horford has George Hill on him. Here comes the double team. Smart launches a three. Celtics just 2 for 9 from three-point range. Backdoor James throws it down. Perfect bounce pass from Kevin Love, and it's back up to 20. "19 points, 5 assists for LeBron James. Horford. Pass deflected. Baines kicks it out. Smart. Up top, Horford's got to put it up. Shot clock expires. Shot won't go. Rebound Hill. James to Love. Love for three. Smart. Good feet inside for Tatum, and Tatum lays it up and in. James, he looks exhausted right now. They're going to call a timeout. Multiple times, Celtics have not led in this game. George Hill had the big start, 11 points in the first quarter. Hill, long three-pointer. Thompson, the rebound. And grabbed by Baines.
Well, this is what Thompson does. Outstanding offensive rebounder. Doesn't get it back up quickly, which on that, trying to keep it up. And when we look at it, what a flagrant one is compared to a two.
Tristan Thompson, by the way, 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Smart foul line jumper. That's good. First field goal, first points for Marcus Smart. Again, Smart trying to deny Love in the post. Baines switches over on him. James cuts to the basket, throws it back out. J.R. Smith launches a three-pointer. Got it! J.R. Smith from downtown. His second three-pointer here in the first half. He's been in a massive struggle the past couple of games. And the lead up to 21, largest of the first half. George Hill with the deflection. Bump by Smart. So Hill to the free throw line. J.R. Smith was skilled in the first 2 games of this series, and 0 for 7 from 3.
The strength to be able to just do that. Off his own cut. He was in a full speed cut to the rim. He catches it, turns and fires it in the air.
A 23-point Cavalier lead. Tatum drives, stripped from behind by J.R. Smith. More free throws for Tatum all season long in the regular season. And you've never seen that from this Celtic team. That's rare that you see them tentative.
Well, during the course of the year, they had times when they struggled offensively, and that was the concern.
And a foul away from the ball. It's going to go against Kevin Love. Thompson switches. Tristan Thompson has had his usual impact defensively. Smart jump shot is good. Missed his first 3, but is hit 2 in a row. Shot clock turned off. No fouls to give. Crowd on its feet here at the Quicken Loans Arena. Love for 3. And the first half comes to an end.
Rhythm jumper, and I'm just distracted. Was that Dwayne Wade riding with Chewbacca?
He's a new Star Wars star.
He's in the movie?
No. He's, as far as I know, he's not in the movie. I thought his acting was excellent, though, didn't you? J.R. Smith misses. Rozier the rebound.
I did think it was excellent. You're not going to answer?
No, I'm trying to process those second spectrum stats, the roving numbers above the head.
Morris gets inside, blocked by Love, picked up by Morris, goes right back at him again, and this time able to finish. Morris yelling at Josh Tiven, thought he was fouled on the initial shot.
And Cavs yelling because Morris caught his own air ball layup attempt.
Brown gets up into LeBron James. The Cleveland defense and three-point shooting. Those were the 2 keys for the Cavaliers in that first half. Love fakes, finds some room, three-pointer, got it. 10 three-pointers for the Cavaliers, 10 for 19.
And we can talk about all the intangibles we want, but one of the things that usually changes from a good performance or bad performance to a good one, making shots.
Especially three-pointers, 10 three-pointers for the Cavs, just 2 for the Boston Celtics, who are only 2 for 10. Kevin Love looking to post up Brown. Brown picked up 2 quick fouls early. Love shot blocked by Brown. Love gets it back. Head fake, leans in, draws the foul, count it, and 1.
Jaylen Brown defended the first shot very well. Love gets it back, shot fake. Horford bites, and Love.
Footage to preach a different message. So Brad Stevens is watching a different team, and he coached in games 1 and 2. The evidence will make it clear. And the same situation with Ty Lue. His team is totally different than the way they played in games 1 and 2.
Terry Rozier gets inside, offensive foul, leans in.
Well, Rozier was seeking out the contact, and good call by Jim Capers.
Rozier with his second foul. And that's the 8th turnover by the Celtics. Love trying to post up Tatum. Smith drives inside, kicks it out. Hill adjusts, has to fire with the shot clock expiring. Love tips it, taken by Thompson. And then a foul call against the Celtics. Love gets knocked to the ground.
Missing switches and doing things defensively we did not do in the first 2 games. And LeBron finishes again. I'm not sure he's much happier, Mike.
Meanwhile, they are jubilant here in the Quicken Loans Arena. It has ballooned to a 26-point domination. Right now, the Cavs obliterating the Celtics. Tatum fakes. Rozier drives and throws it down. The highlights have been few and far between for Boston right now. 69-45. Hill, oh, what a fake. Layup, no good, but a foul, and that's going to be 4 on Jaylen Brown.
3-point shots, he's a different player. Hill won right, but that's an excuse. To me, if I'm George Hill, it's better. I'm playing with the best player in the world.
He didn't say better or worse. He just said different, and he was trying to figure out just to get into a rhythm for him.
I don't agree. He makes life so much easier for everybody else on the floor. His greatness. The Celtics are geared towards stopping James. 2 and 3 guys are paying attention to James. You can stumble on a double-figure point, and that's the difference with tonight. He's being aggressive.
Meanwhile, Aaron Baines knocks down a three-pointer. Baines, who's turned into a three-point shooter in these playoffs. It's an amazing transformation. James inside to Thompson. LeBron James' 8th assist. And it's 71-48. Cavaliers having their way with the Celtics.
Coach, that's what I'm talking about. James turns the corner. Tristan Thompson just sets the screens and dives.
Right. No, listen. That's easy offense. If you're Larry Nance or Tristan Thompson.
Baines trying to keep it alive. James comes up with it. James pass inside J.R. Smith. Hill is wide open at the top. Hill puts up a three. On the follow, Kevin Love's second tip won't go. And the second one, the ball was on the cylinder, so offensive interference.
That's poor. A poor job of helping the helper.
Tatum bumped from behind. Bumped the second time from J.R. Smith.
Mike, and I know you've said that there's been, differences of opinion on that foul. My thought on that is there's so many hard calls in the NBA and difficult choices. This should be an automatic. Two hands pushing in the back of someone up in the air, not trying to make a play on the ball, is an ejection. Let everybody know, follow through, it's an easy call.
We're going to bring in our man Steve Javi, a longtime NBA referee, as Rozier misses the jumper, rebound by Thompson, and get his take on it in just a moment.
And I'm in total agreement. That clearly is a flagrant two.
James kicks it out to Love. The ball is out of bounds.
I think the key word you use, Mike, is criteria. There's no rule that says if a player is in the air and he gets pushed in the back, it's an automatic ejection. They do have to go by the criteria, and there's different degrees and different levels of, say, the contact. I agree with Jeff, it's a dangerous play, but in Horford's case, he actually lands on one foot and then the other foot and goes down. If he landed on his back, let's say, or his side or anything like that, other than maybe one foot or the other, I can see an automatic ejection. And this is why, referees have to look at the different levels of the criteria.
But my argument would be it should not matter how he lands. What should take place is that J.R. Smith shoved him in the back. That's the big issue.
And Mark, I agree. If the league said that's the rule, then that's fine. It doesn't say that now. I totally agree. Also, the contact, think about it, Mark. The contact has to be, where if there's a potential for injury. There was a potential for injury a little bit, but he landed on his feet. If he lands on his back, no. The other one with the Baines foul today, too. Where the contact occurs has a lot to do with it. Was it on the shoulder? Was it on the head? So there's a lot of stuff, a lot of different degrees of criteria you have to use before enforcing a flagrant one or two.
Morris gets inside and draws the foul.
Or how the player lands. That's all part of the hard foul. Nothing in the head, nothing for potential for injury. Therefore, just a hard foul, not a flagrant foul.
Steve Javi with us here during Game 3. Celtics hit a couple of free throws. Lead has been cut to 19. Was as high as 26. Nice feed inside again. He has had some magnificent passes tonight. That's his 9th assist, and at least half of them have been highlight type.
Bounce.
As a great passer, Mark, you're one of the premier assist men in the history of the NBA. I mean, it's just so impressive.
Oh, it's unbelievable. And it's from a small forward perspective. This guy is a legit point guard at the small forward position. His ability to see the floor and make plays, we haven't witnessed that in the history of this game, in my opinion.
J.R. Smith from downtown. Another three-pointer. And the lead back up to 24. Rozier tries an answer and able to hit that one. His first three. Rozier, 13 points.
I was walking just walking around today, and a guy comes up to me and says, early outplayed 2 games in Boston. There's no way in the world you can expect kind things to be said.
I thought I was overly nice, actually. Because to me, it wasn't as James gets his shot blocked. It wasn't as much to me about stunningly beautiful. The Queen, borrowed from 1932, Queen Elizabeth. Yeah, it's great.
James is fouled. Marcus Morris not pleased with the call. Please forgive me for interrupting your royal wedding. It'll be on at 8 p.m. Marv and Reggie and Chris.
Who's his favorite player?
Don't do that.
He would have.
No, don't do that.
Oh, he would have.
No, don't.
Meanwhile, here's the reason why Morris kept yelling at the officials. Did not think this was a foul. And he may have had a case there. As we're under 4 minutes remaining here in the third. Pass deflected by J.R. Smith. And a loose ball foul against the Celtics with 9 points. To know that
Chewbacca in the house?
yes,
Where is he?
from Solo, a Star Wars story in theaters Friday. Dwayne Wade's new buddy is not here, but
I'd be so mad if I was sitting behind him trying to see the game. That poor girl right there, she can't see anything except the back of big Chewbacca's head.
oh, she can see the court okay, I think. Can't wait to see the movie.
Never seen one of them.
Oh, come on. Rozier out to Smart. 3.5 remaining here in the third. Baines, turnaround jumper won't go. J.R. Smith. An engaged J.R. Smith tonight after a rough couple of games. Oh, and Smith really shaken up after he got hit there. Look at the bottom right.
Why is that J.R. Smith's foul?
Rozier out to Smart. Jaylen Brown's jump shot well short. Jaylen Brown in 15 minutes, just 2 points, 4 fouls. He has been excellent throughout the playoffs, especially last 3 games. Off the turnover, Smart ahead to Brown. Kevin Love in pursuit. Brown layup won't go, but a foul. The playoff game prior to that. He was also drafted a few minutes after Markieff, right after in the same draft. 2 terrific, hard-nosed, tough players.
Versatile, too. They brought him here for toughness, his ability to score, post, defend. Not afraid of the moment. He hasn't disappointed.
Initiate offense from there. As
James in these playoffs, in his 15th year in the league, averaging 33 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, shooting 54% from the field, playing 41 minutes a night.
Did you just snitch on him?
what do you mean?
He was falling over the line.
No, I'm just saying it's like very pronounced.
That's a violation.
Technically, they're not calling that though. It's like the 10-second violation when Alonzo Mourning used to be at the free throw line for like 18 seconds.
You have a difficult time letting things go, don't you?
No, I'm just saying.
James out to Jeff Green. Green comes up short. James on the tip in. 27 points for LeBron James. It's a 28-point Cavalier lead. Brown kicks it out. Three-pointer right corner. Jaylen Brown. Just his second field goal.
If you're Jaylen Brown, you got to find a way to get yourself going also. He's been a different player than the first 2 games in Boston.
Well, the change in venue has made all the difference for the Cavaliers. And we've got a foul. Rebounds. But it's the defense that has made the difference here tonight for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Brown launches a 3. Love pulls in his 13th rebound. Korver throws it away. He wanted J.R. Smith to come up. Rozier to Brown. Brown corner 3. That's good. A couple of corner 3s for Jaylen Brown. And it's still a 24-point game. Here, final minute of the third as LeBron James gets a rest. He's played all but 4 minutes. Kevin Love comes up short. All 5 starters for the Cavaliers in double figures. Kind of performance they had in the Toronto series. Jaylen Brown turns it over. Ahead to Smith. Back for Hill. Hill for 3.
Not a good shot in transition. Opportunity to slow the pace up and close out this quarter. That's a rush shot.
The Celtics will hold it for the final shot here in the third. Cleveland with no fouls to give. Marcus Smart comes up short, and the third quarter comes to an end. The domination continuing here in game 3.
Brown and Terry Rozier doubled them up from 3. Welcome to the fight, gentlemen. Mike.
And boy, just in the nick of time, makes of this series.
Start this quarter. Good pressure by Jordan Clarkson against Marcus Smart, bringing the ball up the floor, but no sense in overextending yourself, giving them free throws off of a bad foul. Just be disciplined and play solid defense.
James was distributing early, the opening minutes to get his other teammates involved. Korver, three-pointer is good. That's 12 for 24 from downtown.
You brought up Reggie Miller being Brad Stevens' favorite player. It amazes me watching the all-time great shooters go 100 miles per hour off the screens, square, and knock. That shot that Kyle Korver just hit, those guys make that shot look easy.
Exactly.
From 23-9. As Monroe is fouled.
The motions, and then they take that shot. This guy goes 100 miles per hour.
It's gotten phased out because many times it leads to mid-range jump shots, which is out of vogue right now. Kyle Korver, like Miller, can do it and get three-point shots.
During the regular season, they were the 6th best three-point shooting team, characteristic for a team that relied so much on the three during the regular season. Obviously, defenses amp it up during the playoffs. As Korver throws it, tries it again, and knocks it down again. Kyle Korver, it's 93-66.
It's amazing what playing well and winning will do. They've lowered the rolling of the eyes, shrugging of the heads.
Really, Boston's participated in more of that tonight. And again, it's when things are going well, it's easier to be upbeat.
James throws it up, and Nance throws it down. Another assist for LeBron James, his 11th of the game.
What this is going to do is make Brad Stevens' jobs much easier to preach to his team what will happen if we don't show up and do what we're supposed to do. You go over film tomorrow and you talk about what took place. You can't hide.
Tatum lost it, and then Monroe with a foul. When they went 7 games at Milwaukee, they won the first 2 at home and then lost in Milwaukee in game 3 by 24. That will not count. Moving screen on the big screen.
If I was a referee and a guy looked at the big screen and pointed, that'd be an automatic technical.
Come on, what are you doing, man?
I would. If you look at the big screen, I'm hitting you with a T.
Ball kicked by Ojale. What kind of a nightmare would it be if we gave him a whistle?
No, I kind of agree with him on this point, because every time a player pointed, I wanted to give him a technical foul. There's no doubt, because 9 times out of 10, the players were wrong. And they're pointing anyway.
Thank you, Steve.
No, Steve, that's not what we were looking for. No.
You're creating a monster here, man. We're looking for help.
Sorry about that, but I got to agree with you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Nance reaches in. Out of duty during the playoffs. Got some good run during the regular season. A new episode premieres on Sunday. I got a chance to watch that. Fascinating. And as you mentioned earlier, Jeff, Tatum was so excited. Kobe Bryant's his favorite player. He's already watched that episode 25 times. That's what he told the media today. Is Clarkson in and out. Yabusele with a rebound. Tatum falling away. His shot will go. 15 points for Tatum. All right, if you're Brad Stevens, Mark, what's the first thing you tell your team? Well, you go back in a lot. Well, maybe not right away at locker room. What do you talk about with your team in terms of how this went today?
We're up 2-1. We took care of business at home. We got a lot of credit, but we fell in love with what everybody was saying instead of realizing why we were up 2-0. Let's get back to that team that played at home and look to
run. Largest lead was 30.
Every game thus far, the team that played the hardest has won. We can make it all the numbers and all of that. At the end of the day, the team that played the hardest has won every game thus far.
Clarkson gets inside. Layup misses. Monroe had it knocked out of bounds.
I'm sure you guys will agree with me. I want to take the time to say congratulations to lovely Doris Burke and her family on the graduation of an incredible daughter, Sarah. What a heck of an accomplishment.
Graduating law school. I want some free representation.
You need it.
A big weekend for a proud mama. Novoselic misses. James the rebound. And James called for a moving screen. Well, this one comfortably in hand. The closest the Celtics have been in the second half is 19. Marcus Smart misses. That'll be fascinating to see how do the Cavs, can they continue as Korver hits another three? Can they continue with this defensive tenacity that we've seen tonight that has been sporadic during the course of this season?
And can they make 16 of 29 threes?
They'll make them if you play Kyle Korver like that.
He didn't shoot well. He was 4 for 11.
Terry Rozier was having his way. Marcus Smart at times used his strength and took advantage of that matchup. So George Hill on both sides of the floor, I thought was a different player tonight.
Well, besides LeBron James, 5 other Cavaliers scoring in double figures. Much like the case against the Raptors in that 4-game sweep. When so many contributed, so many different players contributed, Monroe grabs the rebound. Well, this is the second big blowout of this series in 3 games. As the Celtics won game 1 by 25. That was a dominant victory. And Boston really never in this one after the opening minutes. Caveliers with the foul.
Not.
One of his former players went to the NBA. He bought NBA League Pass, was watching it more, and said one of the biggest differences between coaching in college and coaching in the pros was the amount of practices. He said his last year at Butler, they had 100 practices during the year. He said this year, as Baines knocks it in, they just had their 50th practice, and this is a team that had to go to the conference final to have that many practices
After training camp.
After training camp, right.
So Allen Iverson was right. We're talking about practice, not a game.
Nance finishes on the alley-oop. Nance with 8 points off the bench.
Beautiful pass by Jetty Osen.
Isn't he one of your favorites? I'm embarrassed before the game when you're yelling out his name during the warm-up.
He'll never make eye contact with me.
I don't blame him.
Maybe because I've been saying his name wrong.
Osman lays it up and in. The rookie from Turkey, who had a lot of important minutes during the regular season, played very well at certain points. Got some playing time because of injuries.
Oh, he's a good player, Mike. He's big. He's a good defender. Going to find his game offensively.
And he's a guy that Ty Lue is not afraid to call upon.
Monroe runs into Nance, but Nance fouled him first because he was under contract.
Could really
Sacramento.
pass and shoot. Yeah, really pass and shoot.
And he was very good in pick and roll action.
Really was. By the way, you see Calderon? He just came in. There was an article that he was worth $2.2 billion. His family.
Well, if you Google searched him, it came up. It had all his biography as an NBA player. As the pass goes inside, that won't go. But it also listed that he was an heir to that kind of money, a fortune, a $2.2 billion fortune. And it turns out there's another guy named Jose Calderon Rojas from Mexico. And somebody put it in on the Google search. And
that's what he's saying, but maybe he's just trying to throw us off our scent.
No.
I know my son came in the room and showed me the article, and I'm sitting there like, I'm starting that kid if I'm coaching him.
Oh, absolutely.
He's going to own the team one day.
That doesn't even get you a team now.
That's a good point. You have a problem with the pronunciation of your guy's name too, right?
I don't. Well, I just think there's a lot of liberties. His C is pronounced a J.
What would your name be?
Right, Seth. Come on.
I get so nervous when we
know.
have blowout games. As we're under 3 minutes remaining. Pass inside to Nance. Somehow holds on. Clarkson. Three-pointer. That's good. As the shot clock expires, three-pointer number 17 for the Cavaliers. 17 of 32.
And Mike, even though it's garbage time, never underestimate what it can do for the confidence of a guy like Clarkson, who struggled a little bit. Getting a couple balls to go in.
And Yabusele fouls game 1 to open the play. Jetty Osman goes 1 for 2. Nance, good hustle. Zizic hits off the win 4 of 5 to advance to their 4th consecutive NBA Finals, but they're just taking it by trying to win one at a time. The old cliche, but so true. Clarkson again leans in, shot short.
Less than 2 minutes to play, fourth quarter.
And people thought the series was over, down 2-0. You still have the best player in the series and the best player in the world. No need to panic. Give the Celtics credit. They did what they were supposed to do.
Remember, they lost game 2 to Golden State by 33 and then won game 3 by 30. Of course, a different team, different players. Kyrie Irving was obviously on the Cavs. You just can never count them out. Meanwhile, the conference finals, as Baines with a nice rejection there. Stolen by Osman.
This is some awful basketball.
How about the conference finals so far? Golden State and Houston, both games decided by double figures. All 3 in this series decided by double figures. First time in NBA history, first 5 games of the conference finals combined have been decided by double figures. Haven't been a close game yet.
Well, to me, what it shows you is high-powered offense, you know, especially in the Western Conference. Those guys making shots, it's tough to beat either one of those teams.
I thought Houston played as good a game 2 as you could have hoped to see.
Meanwhile, Cleveland is good at game 3 as their Cavs fans had hoped to see. And many of them getting on their feet as we wind it down. Monroe coming up next. 7 points for James, 12 assists, 5 rebounds. Shot 8 of 12 from the field. Hit all 3 of his 3-pointers. And perhaps most importantly, got his teammates involved and got their confidence back a little bit. Clarkson comes away with it. Now they can dribble it out. Cavaliers led by double figures the last 42 minutes. Their largest lead was 30. An emphatic wire-to-wire domination. And this Eastern Conference final is now 2 games to 1 in favor of the Celtics. Impressive